All right. Here's what we're gonna. So, well, wait. Before we do this, uh, here's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna be graphing linear equations using a T-chart. A T-chart. We were kind of doing that the other day. Remember, like you just pick numbers and plug them in. Yeah, Jackie, you know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Right. In fact, what's one of the ones we did? We'll go over it right now. And
Problems?
Yeah.
It was 2x plus 2x equals y.
Wait.
Did one of those. Is that what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm. Like.
And then y equals 2x.
Like y equals 2x?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's one of the ones we did, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the way you guys would do it is you'd like come up with a number for x, like 2, and if x is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, so y would be 4, right?
Yeah.
And you had to do 3 points, right? So we're going to kind of do that today too. So like you would also maybe pick 0 for x, you put a 0 for x, you get 0 for y, and maybe you'd pick like a -1, you get -2, right? Well, and then the thing is that you can't forget how to do this. Like you get stuck, we're going to learn a whole bunch of shortcuts next week, and you get stuck on some of the shortcuts sometimes. Like, Yolanda, the shortcuts don't always work, but this does. So you can't lose that or this, and this is like a more refined way of doing this. All right, well, so like let's say I gave you something like, let's say I gave you something like 4x minus 2y equals, 8. That's a good one right there, Jackie. So Yolanda, this one's kind of ugly, right? Like if you were trying to pick numbers and just try to figure out what it would be, like I can think of 2 numbers that would work, right? Like if x was 2 and y was 0, that would work, right?
Yeah.
But then it starts getting trickier because we got a negative sign in there and it's all ugly, right?
Ugly.
So I can only confidently, with ease, come up with one answer.
Oh.
You know what I mean, Jacobo?
Yeah.
Because like, man, like the y, like I could put -4 for y and 0 for x, and that would work. But anytime you start dealing with negatives, problems. Right, Beartooth? Negatives are problems. Yes, sir,
So
Jacobo.
in the x, you have to try like to find a pattern, right? So it will match.
Kind of
up.
like finding a pattern, yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to show you like a way to make this easier. So here's what we're going to do. So let's say you don't know any shortcuts, or you get stuck, or you're confused, right? Don't know any shortcuts, or the shortcuts don't work, or you get confused, or you get stuck. Jackie, here's what you're going to do. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to solve for y. Where's your sister today?
Oh, she's on her way. Yeah.
Okay.
Getting secretary.
Oh yeah. Jacobo, how do you know when you're done solving for y?
It's by itself?
Yeah, when y is by itself, right? So like when it says solve for y, that's our step. You're done when you get y equals blah blah blah. Yeah? Right? So we got to get the y by itself. Now we learned how to do that before using inverse operations, right? Using SADMAP. Remember? But this is weird, Yolanda, because we have a variable, not just numbers. So here's what we're going to do. It's almost the same exact steps every time. Jackie, here's what we're going to do. Ready, Jackie? Almost every time, same steps. We have to get rid of that first. What happened, Beartooth?
No.
You a danger to yourself and others? No? Ernesto, how can I get rid of that 4x?
You can divide 4 and multiply.
Well, if I divided 4 the x would still be there. And I want the whole thing gone.
Subtract the whole leaf.
Subtract 4x. Yeah. Because, Evelyn, making me sad.
Why?
Because you weren't even here and you were here. Anyway, 4x minus 4x is 0. Right? That's just 0. Something minus itself is 0, so it's gone. The thing you got to be careful of, Jackie, is that minus sign goes with a 2. You can't forget it. Like, people forget to write the minus right there all the time. And then the other thing people mess up is these aren't like terms. So you can't actually combine them. You have to leave them separated. Yeah, there's no x with the 8, so you can't put them together. So Yolanda, the 4 is multiplying with the x. And in the order of operations, you have to multiply before you can add. That's why you can't put these together. We good, Marlene? Marlene, how we get rid of the 2? What's the 2 doing to the y?
Do you have to divide or divide?
You're right. We have to divide by negative 2. Now watch this. This is tricky. We have to divide everything by negative 2. And you see how, when I say everything, I mean everything, everything. So like, negative 2 divided by negative 2 is positive 1. And negative 4 divided by negative 2 is positive 2. 8 divided by negative 2 is minus 4. Is that good? See, I'm in the same position as Yolanda right now. All of our coworkers are on a 4-day weekend. So my mind, I am really trying to focus, and I'm like doing the whole thing. I'm like, okay, don't mess this up. And then I'm like thinking about, did I just say the right number? So you guys better not trust my math. You better make sure I did this right. 4 divided by 2 is 2, and a negative divided by a negative is positive. That part's good. That's 4, and it's negative. That's good. Yeah, so we're good. So that's step 1 right there. Now, here's what we're going to do. Step 2, we're going to make a T-chart. But I'm actually not going to make it a T-chart. I'm going to make it an H-chart. An H-chart. Hi, Gabby.
Hi.
Check this out, Gabby. Here's how we do this chart. This was fancy. Now look, you're not going to find this in the textbook, Yolanda. This is like extra. And because I like you guys, I'm not even going to charge you for it.
Why H?
Well, I'll show you. A T-chart kind of looks like this. And then you either have to do the math in your head, or you have to do the scratch work, and you're going to lose it. You know what I mean? So an H chart is going to look like this. You see how we have our equation solved for y? Here's what we're going to do. This is where we put our numbers for x, and this is where we put our answers. Because if you remember, on Tuesday we talked about how answers to these have an x and a y. So we just do one number at a time. Don't make the mistake of putting all your numbers here. Just do one at a time. What number you want to use?
2.
2? Fantastic. I was hoping you were going to say 2. You just made my day. That was tough to do. I had a good day. So we're going to say what happens when x is 2. So we're saying x equals 2. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take y equals, plug in a 2, right? So 2 times 2 is 4, minus 4, that's equal to 0. So y equals 0. So what we're saying is when x is equal to 2, when x is equal to 2, then y was 0. You look tired, Evelyn. Are you sad?
I'm tired.
Oh. Okay. Evelyn, you see how that works?
Yeah.
So now, the thing I like about this is, you know how when we were graphing, if your dots don't line up, you have a mistake. If you're doing it in your head, you have to start all over. But Yolanda, if you write all your work here and they don't line up, you can maybe find your mistake. That's math AF right there. All right. Okay, Joe. Eileen, what's another number we can use? Want to use 0? Let's just put 0. I'm asking what number do you want to use for x? You can pick any number you want. So, you want to try 0? 0 is a good choice. You know why? What happens when x equals 0? What are you finding when x equals 0? You could write this in your notes. When
You find what?
you're finding, what do you mean?
You find?
Y what? You're always finding y. Like we found y here was 0. But when x equals 0, you're finding, grammar's good, right? What is it you're finding? What do you mean the y? Yeah, you know what it is, you just forgot its name. The y-intercept. Which is super, super important. Ídalo. Yep. Okay, so you good with that? So putting 0, always use 0. 0 is your friend. That's right. Okay, so y equals 2 times 0 minus 4. I think we can do that in our head, right? Jackie in fuego today. She's just like killing math, right? Oh yeah. So Jackie, you good? 2 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 4 is negative 4. Done. Are you good, Yolanda? No problems? So far so good. Okay, Yolanda, what other number do you want to use? We need 3, remember?
You need 3?
We need 3 total. So we have 2.
Oh,
we need
3
one more.
total. Okay. Well, I was thinking 3.
3? Okay. Boy, nobody ever picks negatives. You should pick a negative just for practice.
Negative 3.
Oh, okay. I wasn't trying to get you to change your choice. I was just offering an opportunity to practice, because if they line up, then you know you got it right, and then that's good practice that you need anyway. Right, Gabby? That's $10, Gabby. Okay, so y equals 2 times negative 3 minus 4. Positive times a negative is negative. Right? Negative 6 minus 4, negative 10. So I think it's negative 3 and negative 10. So there's our 3 points. Do you see how this chart kind of works? Oh, shut up, Marlene.
Sir, I don't understand anything.
Well, I'm sorry. You were at Circle K when we started class, and you knew it. So you know how much sympathy I have? None. None. I don't care. I'm not asking you. I'm not asking you. I don't care. What's your question, Marlene?
I don't understand anything about graphing.
Well, that's what we're learning.
I don't know how to get the points. I don't know how to...
Wait, what's this point? Why is this one important? 2, 0. When you have zeros, they're special. This one's the y-intercept. Dang! That's the x-intercept. That's where the graph crosses the x-axis. That's the x-intercept right there. Y equals 0 for the x-intercept. So you're having trouble with where these coordinates go. Is that what you're telling me, Marlene?
No.
Just having trouble finding the numbers to put in for it.
These numbers?
Like, I don't get anything.
Yeah.
You don't get where
Like,
you
I
get...
know how to graph it for the points, but I just don't...
Do you know where we got the 2?
Yeah.
Do you know where we got it?
Somebody picked it.
Uh-huh, right. You just pick it. You plug it in.
I'm just saying I don't understand anything though. Like,
Yeah, you do. No, look, you can't... Oh, you can say it. Of course, you just did. But you shouldn't say, I don't understand anything at all. Because I bet it's just one little tiny thing that's making you confused. But when you say to yourself, or you say out loud, I don't get any of it, then it's like overwhelming and you're not giving yourself a chance. In order to learn how to do it, you got to figure out what's causing you to be confused. I bet it's one tiny thing. I'd be willing to bet you this lifesaver. That one. I'd be willing to bet you that lifesaver that it's just one tiny thing getting you confused. That one looks good. I think that one's cherry. Okay, Gabby, let's make a graph. You ready, Gabby? Okay, Gabby. You could take notes if you wanted. Okay. That's the Y. That's the X. All right, Marlene. So, Marlene, you know that the numbers go here, right? The X's go this way?
That, I do know how to do that.
Okay.
I don't know how to do a problem.
What do you mean, do the problem? I don't understand what you mean.
Get it.
Hmm?
Get it.
No. We'll get there. All right. 2-0. 0, -4. We good so far, Jacobo?
Yeah.
-3. Was it 10? Ah, la torta. There we go. So,
Mr. ¿Qué combinación de Y with the X?
what comes first in the alphabet? A.
A.
But between X and Y,
Yeah.
you're right, X comes first, right? That's X. It goes first.
No, I know, but
Oh.
if it's up or down.
X is this way,
Oh.
and Y is this way. Okay. So 2-0, right there. 0, -4, right there, and -3, -10. Looks like it's right there. Those look to me like they line up, even on my ugly hand-drawn graph. Here we have a bonus question for Evelyn. Evelyn? Which quadrant will this graph not go through?
Which quadrant?
Yeah, because this graph is going to look like this, right? Which quadrant does the graph not go through? Yeah, what's it called? What's its name?
Second one?
You're right, because this is the first one, that's the second, that's the third, that's the fourth.
Yeah.
Dang, girlfriend. Yep. Second quadrant. What do you think, Jacobo? Can you handle all that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's
So,
just like, sometimes it could be right, like when you plug in the numbers, but they're not gonna line up sometimes. Right?
that means you made a mistake somewhere.
Yeah.
They have to line up. And that's why we do 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because 2 will always line up.
Yeah,
even
2 will.
if they're both wrong. 2 points will always make a line. But 3 won't unless you have them right.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. What, Gabby? You gave the graph a dirty look. I saw that. Do you have an unhealthy relationship with math? You do? I see that. Okay. Do you guys want to try one? That same way?
Yeah.
So you're gonna solve for Y. You're gonna fill out the H chart, and then I guess we'll write step 3 here, right? Graph it. Did she help you?
Yeah.
See, she's not like you said. She's okay.
Like I said?
What?
Was it one thing you were confused by? Now you don't want to let me be right. Look. Look at that. Wow. You know what? I'll give you the lifesaver anyway. Suck a lifesaver. Alright. Okay, Gabby. Here, let's do this one right here. Let's do we'll make it so the numbers are easy, okay? Let's do 5x plus y equals -5. Well, there you go. Help each other out. One of you guys is going to come up on the board on the paper right here and do it in a few minutes. Oh
Is that a
boy.
negative graph?
Yeah. Can you handle this, Jackie? We'll see. I think you can handle this. Mm.
Pero es que aquí está una por eso.
Wait, we're solving this line.
Yeah. ¿Qué pasa?
Help us here.
Mm.
Here.
Oh, dang.
What time's number?
Mm-hmm.
This is me.
Yeah, it's 5 minus 5 is 0, so you can see it.
Let's leave it.
Yeah. And then you like draw the chart like this.
You want to write? Only this.
No, you don't need to. This is
Only this. And it's not a number.
I made it easy for you. It's $10, Marlene. I'm taking this back.
You're making me suffer here.
I'm making you suffer.
Come right there.
I'm making you suffer.
Come in here.
What's your question?
This.
Yeah. And then over here put X, I don't know why that's where you put all that. And then just one at a time, pick a number for X. Pick something
Just
easy.
any number?
Make them easy, that makes it zero. Need small numbers. What's the matter, Evelyn?
So am I doing so far?
Well, your first step is to solve for y. And then you can do it.
Because I don't know what to do next.
How do you get 5x? How do you make the 5x go y?
Because I,
Subtract.
because it's probably not serious.
There you go. Oh boy, Beartooth. Oh boy, Beartooth. ¿Qué pasó?
Kind of stuck. I'm not sure.
What, you're stuck or you're not sure? Those are different things.
Not sure.
Oh, you're not sure if it's right. That doesn't mean you're stuck. So here's my hesitation. If I were to help you, it'd be a show of confidence and say yes, it's right. Or if I said no, it's wrong, then you'd be doing what's next based on what I said, and what you know. So what should you do next? If it was right, what would you do next?
Just plug in the numbers.
Yeah, so plug in one at a time and see if they line up.
What's that?
What, Marlene?
What's that?
60 put in two. Yeah, see it. Perfect.
Like that?
Yep. Spanish is a rude language.
Okay.
Well, because there's no word for a female genius.
Yes, it is.
No, there's not. Peña is not a word. There's only Peña. It's very rude language. You know what makes it sad though? Words and thoughts, words and ideas are inseparable. When you speak a language, you have a way of thinking. If you only spoke Spanish, you would not believe that women could be genius. That's true. Oh, Sandy, you scared me. Why'd you sneak up on us like that? That reminds me, Jacobo was going to bring cookies. Easter cookies. ¿Qué onda,
Listen, I
Jacobo?
keep forgetting.
You keep
Alright,
forgetting.
alright. I'll do it next week.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
If there's something wrong, then I don't know what.
Okay, let's take a look. Well, you didn't solve for y, and that makes it tricky. You just solve for y first, that would be really easy.
That's wrong.
Yeah. So you substitute, right? And that's 10. Good. That's 10 plus. Oh, so negative. So you also supposed to write x comma y over here. So you do 2, negative 15. I think that number is actually right.
That one. And the rest aren't. Because if I did, I mean like the other thing, but.
That's right. So 0, negative 5 here.
Oh, okay.
Sí, pero estamos, this is the easier way. ¿Sabes que?
2, 15, so 2, 15.
Yeah,
0,
that's
negative
longer.
5.
But they all line up.
And 1.
You get.
Tienes que ser vaya. This is what you start with. 5x. Sí. And then plus y equals negative 5. So lo primero que haces hacer. Ya
Look
tienes
at
y
that.
by
That's
itself.
negative 15. That's down here.
That's a check off. Minus
What are you doing, Alex?
So that's positive 2, and then the 15 down here.
Yeah.
No. Y luego de ahí ya se queda
But
así.
you didn't do yourself any favors because you didn't solve for it.
today.
You didn't solve for it. She doesn't even need it.
Doesn't?
No, what did you get on your last quiz?
I don't know, I don't remember.
But you passed.
Pero es-
You know what she did?
Yeah, that
She
one
came in
counts as a-
right away
right.
and she says, she asked me,
Right.
are we gonna continue to learn what we learned last time? She was like thinking about math and stuff.
Negative 5x.
Alex, it's like a whole new jacket. I'm not even kidding.
Porque
So
te
I
das
did all
cuenta
this
que
wrong?
no se pueden
Because I didn't
juntar
solve for
los
y?
Well, it's not wrong, you just made it more difficult than it needs to
I
be.
thought that was easy.
Ahí está.
Like, I don't have to do the other steps.
So you do it like that, right?
I don't have to?
This is it.
Well,
And then you
sometimes
go
it makes
here.
life easier.
And then you're just gonna plug in always
Alright.
0. Porque siempre va a servir.
I like the little
So you're gonna put 0,
Yeah.
y equals negative 5.
I don't think just
And zero, como ya escogiste el number aquí, 0. You just put it right over here, and then what you get,
Well,
you plug it in here,
Yes.
and you get y equals negative 5, y that's it.
So they don't have any equation.
But you still didn't solve for y.
Yes, it does.
Now, I'm gonna say you had to solve for y if you're getting it right. She didn't solve for y, but she had it right.
Pero está mejor que siendo esta manera, güey, porque de ahí que
You gotta solve for y. What's
Ni
that?
con el papel.
Oh, it's the name
Yes,
of
it is.
the band that I heard at the Renaissance Festival.
You like,
Yes. It was glorious.
glorious.
Yeah.
Alright, mine didn't line up.
Uh-oh, you
Look,
might have done the
I
same
got
thing.
1, 2, 3.
You might have done the same thing that Jackie did. Let's take a look. That eraser.
Yeah, they're my kids. My kids, I stole it from them.
That's okay, boy. And you mean the remote across
I
the
chose 2 and
even if they're like on the other side of the house.
That's
I
right.
think you can.
Oh,
You get negative 3 and 10.
Frío.
I think you just but I already got it. Pero si se hace
Y cuando se
With the
podía
zero.
elegir.
I would pick 1 and 2. I would start at like 0, 1.
Oh, that's
zero.
right. That's what it
You're right.
is. Yeah.
That's why we're taking your time.
Uh-huh.
We're practicing.
That's right. Perfect.
1 and get
Okay.
negative 5, negative 10. You do?
Check it out.
Those legs of the brothers carried out. Looking up to the like.
And then pick 2.
Use Western Silver.
Pick 2. El 2 creo que es.
How's it going over there,
No,
guys?
it's this way.
Calm
Look at
down.
that. There's a pattern already.
What do you mean you're lost? You haven't even left your chair. How could you be lost?
I'm stuck.
What are you stuck on?
This.
What part?
This, so at 5'10".
Like,
Wait.
what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Oh, I told you.
Sí, porque usted 2 and 4. And then you just do the chart by 5s. Como es it? Because there's a pattern here. 5, 10, 15.
Because this problem is just like the other one, even easier, but since you did right now,
I
you
know.
don't know what to do.
But then this one, can we do that one that we
I know you can buy them, but I have one.
Because it's also gonna be 5'10".
Well, it's not
Ah,
mine,
sí me
but
la cagué. No, sí, voy a hacer así.
like, yeah. How much they cost?
Oh, the ones that I had.
Sí, porque ese zero and two would have been here, sí, nomás te lo hice bien grande, güey.
You took less notes than Daniela and she wasn't even here.
Whose was it?
But I have it. Well, I don't have it.
Hey Jackie, I got an opportunity
No,
for
¿qué
you.
le pasó?
A little bit extra.
No.
No?
No, pero porque no, if it would have been two, the two is gonna be right there.
Through this class.
This is Gabby.
So I have to-
That's Jackie.
I got it.
Yeah, it was 2 minutes.
I know.
She doesn't
Pero
take
te vas a salir bien cerquitas, pues. Y yo no me
Have you ever done that?
Yeah, he said that I did it with
Have you ever done that, not take notes, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I don't know what to do?
Is this something like
You wanna help her?
No, this is something like
She's
this.
nice.
Check
Yeah,
it
yeah.
out.
She's a very nice kid. So. Did they line up?
I remember last time we took this, right? This was like one of the last.
Should take some smaller numbers, huh? Just see, let's see.
Could I
Ah,
do
el
it like
de allá.
Por eso, because remember it was like
Could they line up?
Yo no lo entiendo.
Sí, sí, sí,
Go with what you got.
Yo no lo
No mames.
¿Me entendiste la que
No nos metimos, güey. El de equal to y bigger than less than. Jesus.
Seriously, that's it.
That's the one you're talking about. The bigger than or less than. If you divide by negative, what's this? Yes, divide negative.
How you been?
I'm good, Alex.
Check it out.
I'm tired today, but I'm good.
Did you do the race?
Hmm.
Why?
Not riding at all.
You still you forgot about it? From the beginning?
Hello. So you're gonna like, I used it.
I have trouble with things that are close to me. I can't track things visually very well. So I'm still having issues with that. So that would be really dangerous on a bike. It even gets dangerous, even not that dangerous, but it gets confusing. Like if I'm in a hallway full of people, it gets kind of overwhelming. Yeah, I can't. Everything else is good. So Yolanda, you got this, you think?
Yeah, you know, I just wanted to. I went back to my notes.
Sí, tienes que, aquí siempre tienes que agarrar right solo.
That's what it'll take.
And then you put X on the other side.
No, it's hard.
Pero ahorita hicimos
I didn't have
esto.
time to think about it actually.
Porque cuando tienen Y, un número de Y al frente, dice binary by negative.
Oh,
And I
no.
don't know if you know her very well, but she likes me.
Oh my god, does she like it?
And
Yeah.
she's a good friend of mine. I know her really well.
Divided by negative is
Like
positive.
in person.
Oh,
I text her, leave your text. I hadn't talked to her, so she was just like, so I'm like eating my dinner and like just
She gets to stay home?
yeah.
I cannot imagine what she's like.
Well, imagine how proud she gets. Like, the last time I talked to her, I'm like, how do you handle your life with no teenagers to yell at? And she's like, well, at my son's bus stop, there's this one freshman, so I just give him hell every day.
Funny, I can picture that.
I can't do. I don't even think she's joking.
I know.
Yeah,
That'd be good to see her again.
yeah. And she's frustrated with the day of school. She said like the oldest teachers there are like 30.
Oh my
Most of them are like she said her son's he's in 8th grade. His science teacher is 24, and she just got out of the military, and she has no teaching background or experience or anything. So she says it's just a disaster. She's like, my son's just a little asshole. So he's just like poking her buttons all day. So she's supposed to be the adult. She should be the one that can figure out how to make that stop.
Right.
Tiene novio la morra.
Yeah. So she was like,
Sí, por segundo, igual. Este va a ser
So esa kind of purple is
There's like
no,
no
pues
more.
el papá que está ahí con es que no le dijeron, luego él le preguntó a ella y le dijo, it's probably this guy has a ticket right? Oh, I don't know. Porque ella no tiene ninguna foto con un vato. I don't know.
No, just pick what number would
Did you get it, Jacobo?
Yeah.
Yeah? Let's see.
I just
Oh, make that graphic. Make sure. Oh, yeah.
I just messed up since it's small numbers here. I put it big,
Yeah, that makes sense.
but it still lines up. But I know what I did.
Okay. About your sister.
Yeah, I showed her right now. So
So she's good to go?
yeah, she uses different numbers.
Is that right, Daniela? You're good to go. Okay. Alright. How's Evelyn doing now?
Still sucking. Still sucking.
Por eso más de la
Nomás que yo no sé usarlo.
Vas a necesitar algo.
Ay, es que
Washa.
¿Cuánto te falta para
Washa, chica. Look.
mañana.
This is what you have, correct?
Yeah.
And you said 2,
Yeah.
right? Well, first of all, I want you to solve for y. It makes it easy. You're skipping the step that makes everything else easy. So then, like, what happens is, you can solve it 1 time, or you can solve it 3 times. Which would you rather do, once or 3 times?
The one.
That's why you solve first. Because otherwise you solve every single time. But look, this is what you're not doing. You're supposed to put, see the x? That's 2. And everything else stays the same. And you have to figure out now, what number does this have to be? So that 10 plus what equals -5. You have to solve it now. But you can just solve it here instead. Washa. Mira. Evelyn, it's a good thing I like you. That's all I got to say about that.
Somehow.
What do you mean somehow? You don't have redeeming qualities? If you don't stop being mean to yourself, I'm going to break your arm. All right. Check it out, Evelyn. Evelyn, we need to solve for y. We got to get y by itself, okay? Right? That number right there. This is what's keeping it from being by itself. We're going to subtract it. Okay? But look, 5x minus 5x is 0. I don't need to write 0. I'm just left with 1y, which is what I want. Okay? Over here, this is x, that's not x. So you can't add them together. They have to keep them separate. That's what you put here. Because do you know what number y has to be for this?
Oh, and Nico?
Me either. It's crazy. I don't know. So here's what we're going to do instead. Y.
Está en el medio.
You see?
Está en el medio. Si me fuera que así, I have no problem with that. When you have a table there.
5 times 2 is 10. A negative times a positive is negative. Those are both negative. Then you put your answer. X, y. X is 2. Y is negative 2. You do that 3 times. Put another number, you're done. You gotta do this. Would it make you happy if I did that?
A poner el core y no. Hasta que de verdad todos los mensajitos no iban de
So 30 plus.
Ay, me imagino eso de
So now you're X.
Se están metiendo en la casa, me muero.
Pero su house.
Yeah.
You stay forever when you're doing it.
Ajá.
But that
No
one's
sabía
not.
hasta ahorita que lo hice.
And you live in Mexico.
Yeah. Es que
That's
el
right.
primer you get.
So Oscar, you know what all this stuff is right here?
So what are you gonna get your?
That's why you put
Not really,
secret
no.
one.
Not really?
You're working on that.
Want me to run you through it?
You just choose random numbers, right?
Yeah, but like, so this is a technique that I learned. Like textbooks don't do it. It's a technique I learned in higher level math, but it can apply here and it makes life easy. So instead of doing like a T-chart where it's just like, where it's written like this, because here you gotta do like scratch work everywhere and you can lose it. If you can do everything in a chart like this, where you put your equation in the middle, and just one at a time you do the work here. The nice thing about it is it's organized, and if you make a mistake, you can find it. So the first thing, and this is, I'm going to try to ask you to solve for y anyway, Jackie, because if you solve first, you only solve one time. But if you do it here, you have to solve 3 times. You're doing 3 times as much work if you don't solve first. You see what I mean? But so yeah, we just solve for y, and we put it in our chart, and then yeah, you just pick numbers. So like, I'm gonna put 0. That one's easy. 5, right? And then -1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I did positive.
Gotta be careful there, signs.
Basically, this is negative.
That's positive 5, right?
I did positive 1 and negative 2.
What we got? There you go. Then you just gotta graph them. When's our next quiz, Eileen?
Yeah.
Tuesday. Dun dun dun.
Are you gonna be more for the quiz?
Por eso mejor la borré.
You're gonna be
y
like
voy a
this.
agarrar otro número.
You'll be good.
So
You're
we're gonna do
You're gonna get 100.
we're gonna do the number line, the line one, right?
The inequalities?
Yeah.
Now we're gonna do these.
Oh, we're only gonna do these.
We're gonna do these. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So,
Because this is super, super important. Like if you're for other math you take in the future, if you don't know this, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble.
If I don't solve for y in the quiz, would I be wrong?
No, but your chances of making a mistake are really, really good. So just try. So just try, Jackie. Just try. I believe in you, Jackie. I think I believe in you more than you believe in you. I think you're just starting to believe in you. And now you're kind of like, whoa, maybe Mr. Brown was right. Maybe I'm not a loser. Maybe my mom's wrong.
Maybe. You would have to tell me that.
Okay. Beartooth, how you do on this? How did you do? You good? Try a trickier one.
Yeah.
Okay. Marlene, are you good with this too? Yeah?
See if it's.
Eileen, you good? You want to try a trickier one?
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause this was almost as easy as it gets. Oh, well, this one. So let's do this one right here. Ready, Daniela? Listo, Daniela? Let's see, Gabby. Oh! Look. I'm going to walk you through one, the first part, okay? Because most of the time, this number, like, okay, so look, you know how we solved for y? Most of the time, this number will be a fraction. It will, most of the time. But I want to show you what you can do so that when you pick numbers, the fraction will be gone. Let me give you an example, right? So let's do this right here. Let's do 2x. Let's do minus 3y equals 6. Listo? Daniela, you ready? You sure? Are you awake? Okay, Daniela. Yeah. Oh.
The inner six?
Well, no, we're just doing graphing with a T-chart. Okay, bueno? That's right. So, solving for y first, right? Step 1, solve for y. So we got to get rid of this first. And the way we do that, in case you forgot, Subtract. Dos X from both sides. Yolanda, do you remember why we can't subtract the 6 and the 2 right here?
Because it doesn't have the same X.
That's why you're my favorite student, see? Yep, you're right. That's 0. So minus 3y equals... Now do yourself a favor. Put the x first. It won't... The reason why, it's not going to be wrong if you don't, but the reason why is you're going to do a whole bunch of math later where the x is going to go first, and it's going to make your life easy. So you just have to take my word for it for now. Okay, now we have to divide by negative 3. Okay, so I'm going to divide by negative 3, but everything like this, you see? That's right. Negative divided by negative is positive. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so that's 1y. Negative divided by a negative is positive. 2 divided by 3 is just 2/3. You see? Just 2/3. And then 6 divided by negative 3 is negative 2. Yeah? Okay, Jackie. You don't want to pick ugly numbers. You don't want to have to do a bunch of math with fractions. You don't even want to graph fractions. Graphing fractions is actually tricky. It's hard to get them right because you're guessing, because they don't line up perfect. You know what I mean? So here's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and draw our chart around it. You know, sometimes people say things with an accent, like they say things like instead of church they say church, or instead of chicken they say chicken. Right. Well, what if this was a chart? A chart. Marlene, that's like a fart with a little extra. Hershey squirts, called de caca, you know. All right, sorry, Gabby, that was a little crude. Forgive me. So, Gabby, you know how x goes here, right? And then we put x and y over here. This is our answers. Okay, so check this out, Jackie. Pick 0, because 0 is easy. So always pick 0. Always pick 0. Oh. Always pick 0. Now, here's the other thing you want to do. You see how the denominator is a 3? So here our denominator is a 3. And so we want to pick numbers that can be reduced with that denominator. So like for us, that would be like 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, so on, right? Plus or minus, because it doesn't matter the sign. Beartooth, you see why that's going to make your life easy? Yeah, which one do you want to pick? What number do you want to pick? Glad you didn't say 7. Let's pick 3. Okay, let's do 3. Ready? Now, Evelyn. Be careful right here, Evelyn. When we're saying x is equal to, that's what we're saying right here actually, is that x equals 3. Well, you see this x? It's not there anymore for here. There's going to be 3. So we're going to have y equals 2/3, and then we're going to put parentheses minus 2. And we're going to put a 3 right here. Now, oh, well, that's really 3 over 1, right?
Yeah.
3 goes into 3 one time. That's 2 times 1. 2 minus 2, 0. I'm sorry, Yolanda, what was your question?
When you said 3 is really 3 over 1, and so then that canceled out the 3?
Yeah, like this. So here's what we really got. Let's see. What we really have is we have 2/3 times 3 over 1. Well, 3 goes into 3 one time. So 2 times 1 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. That's just 2. What do you think, Eileen? Eileen, let's try another one. Let's try like a negative. Let's try negative 9. Okay? Ready? Negative 9. Let's try negative 9. Well, we'll try 0 too. 0 is really easy. Let's try negative 9. So y equals 2 over 3 times negative 9 minus 2. So we got to put a 1 under it, right? And so here's what happens. We'll do the scratch work over here so you can see really, really clearly. This part right here. Okay, we're talking about this part right here. Right, Beartooth?
Yeah.
So that's 2 over 3 times negative 9 over 1. That can be reduced because 3 goes into 9. So 3 goes into 3 one time, 3 goes into 9 3 times, but negative 3. So that's negative 6. Dang, dang. What do you think, Beartooth? You can handle that? So here, you guys try. You guys try this one. You guys don't skip it. Gabby, don't write it down and wait. Try it. Make a mistake. You'll learn if you make a mistake. Okay? Let's try positive 6. You tried positive 6. Just like this. Positive 6. Did you get it, Jackie?
No.
When you get it, check with somebody. When you get it, check with somebody. If you disagree, figure out who's right. That's how you're going to learn this. You won't learn by waiting for me to do it.
Well, I think, I don't remember.
Let's see.
Is it?
Yeah.
Then I didn't get it.
So that's 4.
Yeah.
2 times 6 is 4. That's 4. And then 4 minus 2, right?
Yeah.
Minus 2. So 4 minus 2 is 4 minus 2.
Is that what you teach children to do?
And look, here's what you're messing up. Look what we have over here. You don't have that.
I don't.
Yeah, it's going to get confused.
So, X is, no.
So you have 6 comma 2. Yeah.
I put the 4 where the Y goes.
Yep. Did you get it? Did you get 2 total at the end? Did you get 2, Marlene?
Yeah.
2? Eileen, did you get 2? Did you get 2? Did you get 2? What'd you get? Oh, that's not done. You're supposed to reduce. No, reduce. Oh, Cuevas. Here, Alex. Oh, what a catch.
You mean happy birthday?
Happy birthday.
Oh no, you gave me a birthday present already.
What was that?
The bracelet.
Oh, that's true.
Jewelry.
Jewelry, yeah, it's true. Very true. Did you hear about like the Arizona Educators United demands? They had a protest at the Capitol yesterday. They had 5 demands, and one of them was that all staff and paraprofessionals get a competitive salary.
Is that what you posted yesterday?
Yeah, that was from, yeah.
And paraprofessionals are
Like special ed aides, but staff would be like you.
really.
Thank
goodness somebody's considering us too.
Yeah.
Competitive salaries?
So,
Meaning
meaning, what would a similar job to what you do pay in the private sector? So say you were communications, because that's really what you do. You do communications for public, or you do public relations, right? So what would your job be if you were public relations for someplace that had like, let's see, if we have 1,200 students, and let's say half of them have 2 credits, right? So we have 1,200 students, and that would be 1,800 parents total. So, conservatively around 3,000 people that you're communicating with for that job.
oh my god,
Probably quite a bit. That's what they were talking about.
That's crazy. I'm
The
so
thing
glad
is,
everybody's doing
the thing is, there's money there that they can use in other places.
Like prisoners?
Not prisoners, but even our district is, they spend $250,000
It's more confusing times.
No way.
It's gone up
Apenas
to
estaba grabando el otro y luego te lo ves.
in the past 4 years, it's gone up
It's kind of the
about
same como yo
750,000.
también. What I did, I just did
And the money they're putting in classrooms has gone down
Okay, so I saw it
by
here.
4% of it.
I saw it
We're putting in less than the state
and
average.
did okay.
It
It's not on
infuriates
the up and
me
up.
that I can't even,
I know.
you know.
I have been able to. Only reason I can is because this is gonna sound conceited, but it sounds horribly conceited. But the Cambridge Award that we're getting, we got the same one for AP. The first reason they said is because they 100% passing rate. And that's good. I've had a 100% passing rate.
Exactly. Yes.
And so I have a lot of protection. So I'm going to be in the spotlight. So I can say stuff and they really can't do much.
Check it out.
Good job.
I'd rather not say stuff because it sucks.
You don't.
Right.
Who else does?
Right.
Because I don't know too much about it.
Right. And then you're not under contract.
Uh-huh.
They could just fire you. And we don't like her anymore.
Uh-huh. Right.
I am under contract. It's hard to fire a teacher anyway. They can make your life living hell, but they can't even really do too much of that because I just have a lot of professional clout right now. And so I'm using it. And I warned our boss at our school that I was going to do it, and she didn't understand what I meant. But she does now. Well, because beforehand I told her with all this good press, I'm going to be using that as leverage to make some changes. She didn't understand what I meant. She's mad at me. She can be mad all she wants.
It's perfect.
It's not personal. It's not a guy. I have nothing against. I like her.
Right. She didn't make the rules.
Right, and I like the people in charge of our district. But I just don't think they're doing what they're supposed to do.
I know. Because I think the superintendent did a raise, right?
Oh yeah.
A pretty good one. Yeah, because he compared it to other. Yeah.
Yeah, he made a raise. Last year his raise was $28,000, and he got, I think it was a $12,000 bonus too. Now the bonus comes from, that's part of the way the state structures superintendents. He gave half of it back to the district, and he does other things to help. But I still think he could do way better.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
But I don't think they really care to have good teachers. That's what I'm starting to be suspicious of.
Why not though?
Because good teachers are expensive.
I know, but if you have
Good teachers complain.
then you have more students wanting to come to that school, right?
Well, that's the thing. They don't think the teachers really do much. That's why they're doing all the computer stuff and everything else, because it's the teachers that are the problem in their mind. So if they don't have any teachers who can do it on computers, we save a whole bunch of money.
Well, that's not true.
I agree. And I think they would agree too if they kind of got out of their offices a little more.
I agree, you're right. You haven't set foot in the classroom to teach. Like, there's no way I can do it. I don't think it's
Could you imagine putting up with Alex when he was 14?
No, he would eat me up alive.
No, you just have to have the threat of bodily harm for those kinds. Right, Alex?
What was my threat?
You have to be afraid. Oh no, I always threat bodily harm. Like, tell you how to get away with murder, how to torture people, tell cruel stories. Yeah.
I remember one time I don't know, he was like, you want to go out and do some shirts?
That freaks kids out.
I was just like, is that right?
It's true, Ernesto. They shut up and listen when they start getting scared of death.
Oh, and nobody goes home and tells their parents, and then they come and talk to you about why you're telling them that?
No.
It works. It works.
It works?
So did you guys get, was this the one we were doing right here, right?
Yeah.
So,
That's the amendment. What year did you
6-2. Right? So we're good. Okay. So let's do two things and then we're going to be done. Two things. The first one I would like to do, I'd like to have you fill out a T-chart where I already solved it for y for you. And the second one I'm going to have you do, I'm going to have you solve for y.
So it's backwards?
Yeah. Well, it's not really backwards. It's just already solved.
Oh, okay.
So I already solved it for you, right? So you fill it out. You pick 3 numbers.
Oh, okay.
You see what I mean? I already did the first step for you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay. We're
So-
skipping the first step.
Yeah, so I did the first step for you
Okay.
because I want to make sure that you guys can handle the fraction thing. So you're not going to pick 3, you're not going to pick 2, you're not going to pick 7 or 11 or 10. You're going to pick multiples of 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, right? Those are the U's. And 0, always pick 0. Alex, I say big 0 in Spanish?
Cerote.
Something like that. Yep.
Yeah, it's very interesting, the situation, but things are happening, so some changes want to happen.
See, you always can.
It's gotta be good.
I had a good talk with the superintendent a couple weeks ago.
Mr. Brown, when you say to pick 4, 8, 12, that's your X.
If not, then I got next move ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you say to pick 0 for 8, that's, you're telling us to put that for Y? I mean for X.
So 1/4 times 0 is 0, right?
Yeah.
So we usually put 1. So over here you put 0, 1, 1.
Oh,
Yeah? Yeah, Jackie. See, Jackie, it's not really the math that's getting you trouble. It's like the little details, right?
It's many.
it's what?
It's many.
Many?
Like it's not the details that get you in trouble.
Whatever you say, Alex.
See?
Sure.
So it's the same, mister?
¿Qué pasa, calabaza?
It's the same?
4 goes into 4.
Well, yeah, except you're not going to use the same numbers because 4 doesn't go into those numbers.
2 plus 2 would be 3. So 8, and then we're gonna do 12.
Mr. Vasco?
Yeah.
Can you help me with the first step? I always get confused in this.
Doesn't understand.
Say that again?
In this part.
Is that one?
That, so
Is
it's
that
four
one? I'm not gonna see why.
And this goes one, two.
One.
But why?
Because 4
Porque
divided by
if you eliminate one,
This
este
is one,
it's for four, which equals one.
So what that would be
Only
is
one
one?
times one is one.
Oh, okay.
So you have, over here you have, inside this part over here, you have 4. It's put 4, right? So put 4 comma 1.
Oh, okay. Because,
Wait, there's something weird here.
yeah.
Oh!
I didn't
Or
expect
do
You
you
just put plus 1.
Honestly?
No,
I
I
want you would just draw
So
the
it's gonna
little
be
dots where
1
you
plus
shall
1.
take one.
Oh, okay, so this is,
Estos. Oh, okay. You have it like that? Oh, okay. Sí, pero, so you just use that to double check.
Oscar, you good with these?
Oh, I see.
Not that bad, huh? What's up, Marlene?
Nos acaba de decir.
Yes, master.
Se llama Desmos.
I say yes, master, and Alex, what's up? You called me?
Yeah.
Wow, Alex. Those smell good. What are they? No.
No, 0 and then 1.
So you did 8, right? But that's 1 times 2, that's 2, not 3. You're multiplying.
3.
wait, same problem.
3.
Okay, Jackie, let's take a look.
Okay, so 4 goes into it twice.
4 goes into 8 twice, right?
And
So
then
that's just 2.
that one is just
The
2.
whole
So
thing's
you
2.
go right there.
As long as it's
So
straight.
you don't have to cancel that one and make it
Más o
one.
menos.
Yeah, it's 1.
This one's always
Más o
basically
menos. I'm good
because
with
it goes in one time.
Alright, thank you.
Oh, that's what confused me.
Yeah.
That's true. That's what
There you go.
So I have to graph it.
Vaya con Dios, Alex.
There is no God.
So I have to graph it.
Students call me God all the time.
There is no God.
Huh.
Al Paco,
Do I have to
Mr.
graph it or no?
No, we're just going to do that
Oh,
part.
okay.
That looks good. Dang, Jackie.
It's just this part confuses me because I know that one goes into that twice, but I didn't know that one twice.
Fractions are giving you trouble. I think you're about to figure them out. Mm-hmm.
Hopefully.
Mm-hmm. What's going on, Evelyn?
What?
You see that's a 4?
Yeah.
So you want to pick numbers that 4 goes into. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 5, 32, 36, 37, 36,
Yeah.
48.
There.
We did $4. That's $4. And you have to split that up into 4.
One.
So right in here, right? Y equals. And then plus 1. Over here. 4, comma 2. There you go.
Señor, café.
¿Qué pasa, calabaza? Señor Moreno. Mm. Go, girlfriend. Good with this too, Yolanda?
I'm just graphing the last problem. So 3 and 0. So it would be 1, 2, 3, and the 0 is right there.
Yep. Doesn't go up or down.
Up the bottom.
There you go. Ernesto, you good? So you ready to try the next one? If you're still working on this one, you keep working. But if you're ready to move on to the last one we're going to do for the day, I'll show you right here. In fact, here's what we'll do. I just want you to try one, but you should write them all down because you can practice these. And when we take a quiz on Tuesday, it's going to be like this. Okay? On your quiz, that's what you're going to do. So you're going to make a chart like this. You're going to use 3 points. Okay? So here's the first one. First one, I'll make it already solved. Let's do
Oh, okay, I see.
Simon Limon.
You want us to do this for practice?
So I want you to just pick one right now, any one you want. Yep, to do right now, and I'll help you out, and that's it. And the others, you should practice so that when you take your quiz on Tuesday, you're ready to go. And your quiz will be 5 problems. Okay?